Hi, welcome back to the Sugar Freedom Channel. I'm Catherine Best-Gordon. Today's episode is Phil Mickelson's Coffee Fast. I was so excited a little bit more than a week ago when Phil Mickelson won the PGA Championship at the age of 50. Now I'm 57 and I get very excited when people 50 or older are achieving things at their age that they're competing with people in their 20s and their 30s and 40s, and it just gives me a little bit of excitement to realize that there are things that we can continue to achieve all our lives, especially if we eat right and we exercise and we get enough sleep and we have a good attitude. So what I wanted to know when Phil won, because it was pretty obvious that he had lost weight, that he was looking exceptionally well, and not only that, but that he had the focus that he needed to win this major championship. So I was wondering, is there something that he's doing differently nutritionally that maybe I could learn something from? Well, it turns out all I had to do was a little bit of research, and I found an article on golf.com from Golf Magazine, and it was written by Sean Zach. And Sean did Phil's 6-day fast, which is a fast with a special coffee drink. So I did a little bit more research and I found out what is in the drink that Phil has, and also I went ahead and did a nutritional breakdown of what is in this coffee drink because I wanted to know how much fat, how much protein, if there was any sugar in it, and I wanted to see how it compared to things like bulletproof coffee and intermittent fasting, and even Eat Stop Eat, which is the first intermittent fasting that I use. Here it is, because I bet you want to know. I'm going to give you the ingredients and the nutritional breakdown. Also, I want you to know that I've restarted my podcast, The Sugar Freedom Show, and all of this is in the podcast that I put up earlier today, and it goes into even more detail. So if you want to, I'm going to put in the show notes the links to that podcast, and then you can listen in more detail to what is in the drink and what the nutrition is. Here are the ingredients that go in Phil Mickelson's coffee drink when he does his coffee fast. 12 to 16 ounces of coffee, Ethiopian beans, that's what Phil uses. 2 to 3 tablespoons of MCT oil, a large scoop of flavorless collagen protein powder, a dash of Himalayan pink sea salt, a small glass of almond milk, 200 milligrams of L-theanine, 1 tablespoon of Manuka honey. Oh my goodness, honey, that's sugar. Oh well, that's what he puts in there. And 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So there's the ingredients again: coffee, MCT oil, collagen protein powder, sea salt, almond milk, L-theanine, Manuka honey, and cinnamon. But this is where I went ahead and did some research on my own because I really wanted to know how much nutrition he was getting in what was essentially 1 liquid meal a day. Because my experience with intermittent fasting comes from Eat Stop Eat, which was written by Brad Pilon back in 2007. And that is one of the techniques that I used to win the second turbulence training contest back in 2008. And so I was introduced to intermittent fasting way back then, and I continue to use it from time to time. I also use it naturally because the way I eat, and I follow a ketogenic nutrition strategy, the way I eat causes me to be satisfied with just 2 meals a day. So generally I'm eating 16-8, a 16-hour fast, and then an 8-hour window within, and then an 8-hour window within which I finish my meals. So I'm already intermittent fasting, but I was really curious about how Phil did it, how it affected him, and how much nutrition he was taking in that coffee drink. So here is the breakdown. The coffee drink contains 400 calories, 18 grams of protein, 21.5 grams of carbohydrate, and 37 grams of fat. And if you know anything about ketogenic diets, even back to the Atkins diet, intermittent fasting, if you know anything about ketogenic diets, you know that the ketogenic and the Atkins induction phase is a total of 20 grams of carbohydrates. So certainly this plan is going to put Phil into nutritional ketosis for those 6 days. The other thing I want to share with you in this video is Phil described the first 2 days of this fast as being very difficult, and if you're familiar with my channel, you probably know that those first 2 days are what we call the keto flu or the Atkins flu, and those are the 2 days when your body is adjusting to burning free fatty acids instead of burning glucose. Those 2 days are the days when you're adjusting to burning free fatty acids instead of glucose. And one of the things that you could do on those days that I advise Sugar Freedom readers to do is you could just drink a cup of chicken broth, bone broth, or any broth that you like that is going to contain sodium. Because there is a dash of Himalayan sea salt in this drink, but I don't know if just that dash is enough to prevent that keto flu, that loss of sodium, that loss of electrolytes that can make you feel really weak, almost nauseous, maybe headachy on those first 2 days of a ketogenic approach. So there you have it, the ingredients for Phil's drink, and I hope that you will click the link on that podcast and listen a bit more. But I do believe that one of the things that's happening with this intermittent fast and with the coffee drink is that you have intermittent fasting, all of those benefits, which are reducing inflammation, lowering insulin levels, allowing fat burning to happen, and then also getting the benefit of that wonderful mental clarity that we get when we're in the ketogenic state. So there's my update on Phil Mickelson's coffee fast. I hope you enjoy it and come back for the next video on the Sugar Freedom channel. But always remember, eat for yourself, train for what you love, and be well. And I'll see you back here soon on the Sugar Freedom channel.